What do you do if you don't know how you feel? That is what we're going to talk about today. So before I go into that, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That will notify you when I'm posting, which is generally every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, so what do you do if you don't know what you're feeling? So if you don't understand, because you've never had those tools to help you understand how to feel your feelings. So that's basically what we're going to talk about today, and a process that I have developed, which I think is going to be really, really helpful to you all, for those of you that haven't been able to feel their feelings. So this basically has come through from comments from my YouTube channel about what do you do if you don't know how you're feeling, or if you've never been taught how to feel your feelings. And most of the time, people don't actually really know that they're not aware that they don't know how they're feeling. And these types of people that don't really understand that can show up being quite harsh. They can show up being quite or less empathetic. They can show up not knowing how to respond to an ask, for example, and they might delay their response because they just don't know how they're actually feeling about it, and that can appear to be, disinterested or not bothered. So there's lots of things that people that don't understand how they feel about things can actually show up in the world. And some of my clients actually have some of those traits. And what we've been working on is how to understand what our self-talk is. And it's only on the second session that I had with one of my clients. And I'd said about doing some affirmations, so looking at positive and negative self-talk. And so we can flip the negative to the positive, which is what I've talked about in a lot of my videos. And this particular person, and actually I have another client, they couldn't do it. They physically couldn't do it, to the extent they got so frustrated. And when we discussed why, it's because they didn't have the tools to understand how they actually feel about things. So these types of people that don't really understand how they feel can show up, and they can be doing the most amazing thing, but they'll never look like they're doing the most amazing thing. So it's quite upsetting from my point of view, seeing that. But as a coach, all I want is to help my clients understand how they are feeling, so they can express themselves, so they can enjoy themselves and have, happier life. Now, so the affirmations didn't work. Being able to speak to somebody and say, how do you feel? What is your self-talk? And they don't have the vocabulary to be able to do that, because they don't have the tools to connect to the vocabulary to be able to do that. So what is the next best thing to do? So what I did is I suggested to a couple of my clients, instead of focusing on individual words, which clearly isn't going to help at this stage, we need to start the process of them understanding how they feel. So what I've suggested is imagine you are doing a presentation, and the presentation is about you, and it's a safe and secure environment, and you're basically going to stand up and talk about you. And we worked through a few steps, so we're making sure that we're bringing in the childhood element of it, so we can start unleashing those feelings, but doing it as a script. So for example, hey everybody, I'm Natalie, and I am 44 years old, and I live in Reading, and I have had a roller coaster of a life, and I have not been able to really understand how I feel about things, but I do know that things that happened to me in my childhood weren't right. And when I think about certain things that happened to me in my childhood, it makes me really sad. So there you go. So because you're scripting, because you're doing a script and not just thinking about an individual word, you're automatically adding in the feelings that you're feeling about certain things. And then that will then take on another level of being able to think more about how you're feeling about yourself. So you can understand how certain situations made you feel. You can then start understanding how you feel about yourself as well. So that's just a really, really basic tool that really, really does work. And I've just given you an example of that, of how you can just start to open up how you feel about something by doing it as a script and thinking that you're just going to present about yourself and bits about your life that include how you feel. So anyway, yeah, that's my video for today. I really hope you enjoyed that, and if you found that really helpful, then please feel free to comment below if you have any questions, or if you have any other suggestions that you've done and it's worked for you, if you've struggled to feel your feelings. So yeah, that's it from me. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.